Yes, YouTube. So I'm here to complain about what I don't like. I'm not complaining. Yes, I am. Who cares? Who gives a damn? All right. So here's the thing. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? Oh, gone with your bad self, creep. What's up, YouTube? Figure I'll drop in here and talk about load that I can't stand. Can't stand them loads. Okay, so the loads that I can't stand. Meat load, hate them. Right off the bat, meat load. Can't stand meat load. People can't stand beer loads. Reason why, but there are different ways for me not liking meat load as opposed to beer load, as opposed to juice load. Now, my thing about beer load and juice load, those loads are freaking heavy. So it kind of sucks when you're like picking up those loads and most of the time you're going through steep grades and, you know, through mountains, windy road and all that stuff with heavy loads, you know what I mean? And it's mostly like the beer loads and the meat loads and the let's get back a little bit here, and the beer loads, the meat loads, juice loads. I mean, I don't really mind the juice load too much, but if I had to make a preference of the one that I hate the most, I'd have to say the meat load. I hate the meat load because the meat load is heavy. It also, the reason why I hate meat load, a lot of people like meat loads. A lot of people like meat load because they're like, oh yeah, meat loads pays and this and that. I'm going to tell you right now, for me, what meat load pay, it's not worth it for me. For one, meat loads are heavy. They burn up your fuel. The reason I tell you they burn up your fuel, because you're going to go to some middle of nowhere mountain, steep grades to get there and get out of there. So you're climbing up there empty, but you're coming down, up and down those mountains with heavy meat loads. I hate them. I hate them because they're heavy and you got to go way in the middle of nowhere to go get them. I hate them because they're freaking stinks. Meat loads stinks. Not the meat itself stinks, but when you go to the plant to go pick up the meat, oh my goodness, forget about it. Stinks. You can smell the plant from 10-20 miles down the road. You can smell it. And I guess that's the reason why it's in the middle of nowhere, like, you know, in freaking hills and mountains and all that stuff. But I'm telling you, man, those loads stink. Another reason why I hate them is because you go there and you're always waiting. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, not 8, not 9, not 10 hours for those. But you can wait. You can do a whole 34-hour reset waiting for a meat load. Now, they're not always like that, but a lot of time they are. And you consider yourself sitting there waiting for a meat load. Let's say you're waiting there for 10 hours. So you get to reset a 10-hour clock, right? But you tend to reset a 10-hour clock. Your truck stinks. Like, all you can smell for a whole day after you get this meat and you're gone, or all the rest of the week, is just the stench of that meat plant in your truck. There's no dead cows in your truck, but your truck smells like there's freaking dead animals in here for a whole week, no matter how much freaking freshness you use. So I hate them for that. You know what I mean? I hate it because I don't like the fact that I have to go in the middle of nowhere to go pick them up. You go, and when I'm telling you about, you go to some really shady, shisty places to go pick these up. Not shady, but maybe shisty. Like they're like really crappy, man. Like you're climbing some mountains. Like this is you going up a freaking hill. Winding road, winding road. All you can hear is winding road ahead from your freaking GPS. When you're going down, it's telling you gotta go 20 miles an hour down these mountains. And the roads are like this, going around a corner. They're like this. So you're going around a corner and it seems like your truck is gonna flip over. I hate them. I'm good. It's not worth, that money is not worth it for me. In this company, like normally it's like $1.40 or $1.30, so that's not good, and I'll tell you why it's not good. Another thing is that they normally a lot of times they'll have like 3 and 4 or 5 stops on them. Ugh, I don't have time for that. I don't really have time for that. You know what I mean? So I hate meat loads. I will do without meat loads. Oh, another big thing about meat load is that when you go to a lot of these meat plants, they load your trailer. They know they're not supposed to like make your load be super heavy, but they don't care. They pile it on. I got a meat load. As a matter of fact, I'm talking to you. I'm on a meat load right now, so this is kind of like why I'm so annoyed. Although I must say this one wasn't bad. It pays okay, but wait a minute. Actually, you know, this one actually pays $2 a mile, $2.10 a mile. And it's only one stop. Go figure. But anyways, yeah, this one don't pay too bad, and it's not. I didn't have to go in the middle of a freaking mountain to go get it. But one thing, I was 2,000 pounds overweight when I went and got it. It was a preloaded trailer. So that was a good thing. It was ready. I didn't have to sit there and pick and do all that. Actually, this is like my first time getting a good meat load like this. I'll pick up other meat loads where I don't have to wait a long time. It's a preloaded, but it doesn't pay as much. This one is my first one paying this much. But anyways, it pays good, but at the end of the day, my week is almost over, so my revenue that I wanted to make, I still don't make it because this load goes, you know, this load goes a bit of a mile, so you know, it goes a ways. So I mean, I got enough time to make one more load for revenue, but they just send me over some stupid load that they want me to run for 14 miles. I'm like, no. So they just say they're gonna change. Not 14 miles, 14 stops. What the hell am I doing with 14 stops? It's not a meat load. But I'm not doing 14 stops. I mean, I guess I could do it, but they also didn't give me a revenue on it. But the problem with that is that it wasn't gonna be in this week's settlement. I need something else to complete because this week's settlement is already weak. It's like yeah. Let me tell you something. First year, second year in trucking are the worst. They're the hardest, the suckiest, the most annoying. When people say, oh, you can make money in trucking, yeah, you can. You can definitely make money. You make good money too. But don't expect to make it in your first and second year. That's all I'm going to tell you. Don't expect to make it in your first and second year. And in order to make it in the rest of your years, you have to know, you can't just be like, I'm going to be a company driver. It's not going to work. Just not going to make no money. But anyways, let's get back to, I'll do another video about how much you can make in trucking and all that stuff, and how you can make a lot of money. But for right now, let's talk about the meat load and the beer load. I mean, like I said, beer load, my only issue is that it's too heavy and it's it pays extremely cheap. Beer load pays extremely cheap, and you know what, people make more money off of, bars and all that stuff make money off of beer because they don't have to pay like somebody to make a beer for them in the bar. They just pop a cap and give it to the customer. So beer makes a lot of money, but they don't want to pay a lot of money with their loads. Let me tell you. Juice isn't too bad. I've taken juice load before. Doesn't really pay a lot, but it's, I mean, coming out of Florida, it's I've gotten juice load out of Florida before for was it $1.50 or $1.60 a mile? Going to New Jersey. Yeah, I paid like $1,700 something, I think it was. I don't remember, but yeah. So that's not too bad, especially coming out of Florida, because supposedly Florida load is like really weak. But yeah, that's the load that I hate. I don't necessarily like reefer, but for right now, that's what I mean. I mean reefer. Future, let's say hopefully by next year, I will be in dry van. I'm not necessarily a fan of old reefer, because like the company that I work for, not work for, but run load for, is like I don't work for them. The company that I run for, they're reefer, so they have a lot of freaking reefer load. Go figure. They're not just reefer, but I'm in the reefer division. So right now I'm just like a little bit bummed out because I trip plan this load, and that's something you have to do. You have to make sure that you plan your stuff. I trip plan this load, whereby this load don't deliver until tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. But I trip plan it whereby I can get here 20 miles from my delivery, shut down, and get a 10-hour break and start my clock to deliver by 3. And once I get delivered by 3, then I can get a load that can complete my week. And then they send this bullshit load over about if I can do 14 stops. 14 stops to do what? Give me a goddamn break. What the hell? And not only that, they're telling me that, oh yeah, it's a load if you can, the way it works, you can unload it. No, thank you very much. I'm good. I'm not interested in unloading. The thing about unloading for companies is that they pay you cheaper than what they would pay a lumper. So a lumper will charge you freaking $300, $150. It will charge you $300 for to unload your trailer, and they would want to give you $50. Like, no, go pay a lumper. But they didn't tell me how much they were going to pay me for unloading this, and they didn't tell me how much it was going to be for the stops, because you get paid for the stops as well. It could be it sounded like it was a good load, because it was like a Home Depot load. But the problem is, I don't want to do 14 stops, and I don't want to do. I need something for this week's revenue. This week I got crappy revenue last week, and I got crappy revenue the week before. So, see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can. There's weeks that you're gonna make crappy revenue. I was on home time the week before last, so I had to come back in. So that's understandable. But last week I wasn't on home time, so you should have made. But anyways. It is frustrating out here sometimes. Like I said, first year, second year really kind of sucks ass. But after that, you can make money, but not if you're a company. I mean, some people are happy with that they make company, but not me. I'm not gonna. And there's a thing about being a company. For me, I don't want to company, you don't have much to say. You have to go where they tell you to go and do whatever they tell you. So I'm not interested. I'm not interested. But anyways, that's what I wanted to say. I hate meat loads. Meat loads really suck. I would much rather do without them. Although I'm on a meat load right now, but this one is not so bad. This is the first one I've gotten since I've been at this place that actually I can say, okay, it's kind of decent. And even then, it was overweight by 2,000 pounds. So I had to sit there. That was the whole conversation. That was the reason why I was talking about meat loads, because I had to sit there and wait for them to rework this. Now before they wanted to they were gonna rework it. Okay. Before they were gonna rework it, they wanted me to go scale this load. They wanted me to drive to a truck stop and go get on a scale and weigh the load and then freaking bring back a receipt to show how it was overweight. I'm like, that's crazy. And that's what you deal with a lot of these meat plants, because some of them have scale, but a lot of them don't have any scales. And so they want you to go take the freaking load, go down the street, not to mention if you're gonna pass a freaking weight station with a heavy load, which you're definitely gonna get called into the weight station. But you know, you go you have to take that load. They want you to take the load, scale it, and then come back, and then they rework it. You know how much of your clock that uses up? That uses up so much of your clock. Because when you start your clock, you got 14 hours for the day, 11 hours to drive, and 14 hours overall in total to work. So if you start burning through your freaking 14, now you're just gonna start burning through your drive clock. So the 11 hours that you thought you had to drive, which you shouldn't drive your 11 hours. You should try to do 8 or 9 hours a day. Don't drive it 10, 11 hours, because then you're gonna burn out your whole 70 for the week real fast, and you're gonna have crap for a recap. Well, not really. Before your 8 days up, you're gonna not have it. You're gonna have to get a reset. But the point is, you can't. You know, when they do this and overload your trailer, when they know they are overloading your trailer, they've been doing it forever. So they know what they're putting on the truck, and they know how much it's gonna weigh and how much it's gonna, you know, how heavy it's gonna be. But they're putting it on there with the hopes that as a driver, you're gonna just be like, okay, take it in, run. And a lot of drivers do that, and that's how they get ticketed for overweight. Me, I don't play with that. I know, you know, I check my weight all the time. I don't care. It could be freaking 20 pounds. I mean, 20,000 pounds. I'm still checking it. 20,000 pounds is considered lightweight, so it doesn't matter. But my load was overweight by 2,000. I had 34 on my tractor and 36 on the freaking trailer. Can't split that any other way. So yeah, I was like, this shit's not gonna work out for me. So then they're telling me to go get a scale ticket from the truck stop. I'm like, seriously, man, that's crazy. And you know, I start going off about. I was going off to myself. I wasn't going off on anybody. I was just going off to myself, like, this is the reason why I hate this kind of load. And then I got in my truck, and the lady at the guard called me back and said, yeah, she called them and tell them, and they said they'll try and rework it for me without me going to the scale. I'm like, that would be perfect, because I was so mad already. She probably see that I was extremely mad. Man, I'm telling you, trucking is a rough thing, man. It's a rough gig. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you come out here, you have to have a plan. You have to have a goal. You have to have a plan, because you're gonna have to deal with a bunch of bullshit. Like, you're gonna deal with oh my God, shippers and receivers. Don't get me started on those people. Don't even start. But yeah, it's a rough gig, but there's money to be made in it. So if you can weather this storm, at least for the first two years, you'll be good. You'll be good. I'm gonna do a video on, you know, my view on how you make money in trucking. That's my view. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't think that I'm not doing good. I like it's not like trucking is told is a negative thing. It's good. I personally like the fact that I am like in a truck by myself. I don't have to deal with nobody except shippers and receivers and my dispatch. Just kidding. They drive me. But anyways, but at the end of the day, like, you know, you don't have nobody like over you telling. Well, you kind of do have somebody over you, because you know, if you're not getting your load to your destination on time, or you're not getting stuff done, of course you're gonna have your dispatchers. He might not be over you, but he's gonna call you and talk to you on your phone and be like, hey, I see that you're like such and such miles away, you're not gonna make your delivery. You'd be like, yeah, I know. So no, you don't say that. But yeah, I mean, I like just being by myself. That's what I like. I don't necessarily like being by myself, but when I say be by myself, I mean like working wise. I get homesick all the time out here. That's for sure. I miss my family a lot. And that's the rough part. That's the roughest part of this. Missing your family all the time, you know? Especially when your kids are young. My kids aren't really young, but so it sucks for like the people who have really young kids, like, you know, from baby to about, I don't know, 10 years old or something like that. Kind of rough. So, but yeah, I'm getting ready to go on home time in about a week. Hopefully, a week or two. It's gonna be March break, fools. So I'm kind of excited. Yeah, so anyways, that's what's going on. Meatload sucks ass. I hate it. And I don't care to do it. I don't care. You can whatever. Alright? These people got loads to give you, good loads to give you, but they choose the shitty loads to give you whenever they feel like it, however they feel. And that's another thing. People always say, oh, you know, how do you make money? Don't even think about it for your first and second year, because trust me, you're at these people's, you know, disposal. They do whatever they want. I mean, you can say what you want. You can talk, you know, you can say certain things, but at the end of the day, it really don't matter. Because the way that trucking works is, all of them are the same. You know, they basically have the same principles what they do, and they all, I would say, wait, this video is long, man. Let's stop.